Jordan Seaton officially breaks silence and respond after seeing Jayvon McFadden officially commit to the Colorado Buffaloes. This is a person that he was previously recruiting over the last 2 seasons, definitely to be able to play alongside of him. But for whatever it's worth, he has went a different direction. You guys can see Jayvon McFadden officially committed to the Colorado Buffaloes. Everybody hit the like button right now if you guys love seeing Jayvon McFadden officially come to Colorado or going to be in Boulder in this upcoming season. Or even if you are one of those guys that want to...
Welcome back to What She Said Sports. This Shanola girl checking in. All right, so I was on a live stream when I got the news that beloved offensive tackle, left tackle Jordan Seaton has entered the transfer portal and is leaving Colorado. This is a huge shock to the Buffs football community that follows Coach Prime, because Jordan Seaton came in enthusiastic, kicking down doors, saying, come to Colorado, play for a coach that looks like you. I watched the live broadcast on Skip Bayless, Undisputed, and here we are, 2026 now, and it seems like with 4 days left with the portal still being open, just a few days after Jordan Seaton declared, come play with me, to a player at, I think, Ohio State, he decides to leave Colorado. Now, it is reported that there are 2 universities that are the one of the 2 choices for him. And neither are 2 that fans are going to be happy with. If it's true, Oregon is one and Texas Tech is the other, Texas Tech being in the Big 12. And Oregon, bad blood. And please don't let it be Oregon. So understand this. Fans have mixed feelings. You have former players who just transferred out saying, get yours, brother, as if it's about the money, right? And then you have fans that are not happy because, you know, they're pointing out that these offers like this are just designed to tear down Coach Prime's program, and you're buying into that when you transfer out. Now, Travis Hunter is getting a lot of praise tonight, unexpectedly, because when he got to Colorado in 2023, he was offered a lucrative over $1 million deal to leave Coach Prime's program, similar to Jordan Seaton. But Travis Hunter stayed down and saw through the ruse and became the Heisman. So, you know, these players got to be smarter than that, but, you know, money seems to rule everything around them, so that's what it is. Let me know your thoughts, how you feel about learning out that Jordan Seaton is leaving. The top 2 schools are Texas Tech and Oregon. Now, of course, there are other schools in the hunt. Of course, Ole Miss, LSU, Alabama, the usual suspects, right? So we'll see where he lands. Let me know your thoughts. Jordan Seaton gone from Colorado with just 4 days left in the portal. Do y'all predict anybody else will hit the portal at the last minute? Let me know your thoughts.
What happens when family loyalty meets the transfer portal chaos? Jordan Seaton just broke his silence, and the college football world is losing it. His cousin, Jayvon McFadden, just committed to Colorado, but there's a massive twist that nobody saw coming. Stay with me, because this story has more layers than you think, and what Jordan said will absolutely shock you.
Jordan Seaton as well as Jayvon McFadden are cousins, been locked in a very long time, and definitely pull for one another. One guy who has been in the headlines of social media, etc., is Jordan Seaton's uncle, and you guys can see him pictured right here with Jayvon McFadden, as these guys are all family and been locked in along this journey for a while. Now, Jordan Seaton previously reported
Listen, the college football transfer portal has become pure madness lately, but this situation right here, this hits different. We're talking about family, loyalty, big money deals, and Coach Prime working his magic once again in Boulder. Let me break down everything that just happened, because trust me, you need to hear this. So here's the situation. Jayvon McFadden, the talented offensive lineman from Ohio State, just made it official. He's taking his talents to Colorado, joining Coach Prime and the Buffaloes. Now, normally, this would just be another transfer portal story, right? Another player looking for playing time, another addition to Colorado's roster. But here's where it gets interesting. Jordan Seaton, one of the most talked about offensive linemen in college football right now, has been recruiting McFadden for the past 2 seasons. These aren't just teammates or friends. These guys are cousins. They're family. They've been locked in together for years, pulling for each other, supporting each other's dreams. Their families are connected, their journeys intertwined. Jordan wanted nothing more than to play alongside his cousin at Colorado. But here's the twist that has everyone talking. Jordan Seaton himself is in a complicated situation with Colorado right now. Nobody knows exactly what's happening with his future there. There have been rumors, speculation, transfer portal whispers, and reported million-dollar deals floating around. The whole situation has been a media circus, and right in the middle of all this chaos, his cousin Jayvon decides to commit to Colorado anyway. Think about that for a second. Your cousin, your family member, commits to a school where your own future is uncertain. What would you say? How would you react? Would there be tension, jealousy, confusion? Well, Jordan Seaton just gave us his answer, and honestly, it's giving everyone the feels right now. Before we get to Jordan's reaction, you need to understand the background here. Jordan's uncle has been at the center of this whole drama. He's basically Jordan's representative, his spokesperson, the person handling all his business dealings. And Jordan made it crystal clear to everyone in the college football world, if you haven't spoken directly with his uncle or with Jordan himself, then disregard any other communication. He literally told schools and media outlets that any contact made on his behalf without his uncle's involvement is completely unauthorized.
Their stock, it still is a business. It's hard to knock these guys who want to go get their bag when you see coaches leave, like, the Lane Kiffins, etc. These guys will leave the kids, same kids that recruit for a bigger bag. Because at the end of the day, it's all business. It's all about the bag. Doesn't make no mistake about it, because that's what football is, especially when you start getting at this level now in college and in the professional. This is the nature of the game.
This is important because it tells us something. All those reports about Jordan wanting millions of dollars, all those leaked numbers, all that speculation about where he might transfer, a lot of it was probably coming through channels that weren't even authorized. The uncle has been controlling the narrative, and based on what Jordan said, rightfully so. Now, when Jayvon McFadden officially announced his commitment to Colorado, the internet went crazy. Colorado fans were celebrating, Coach Prime supporters were hyped, but everyone had one question on their minds. What does Jordan Seaton think about this? And Jordan's uncle, the same person representing him through all this craziness, he responded first. He immediately showed love to Jayvon, posting a message that was honestly beautiful. He talked about how this wasn't about luck. He praised Jayvon for his discipline, his sacrifice, his belief in himself, even when things weren't easy. He said commitment isn't just a word for Jayvon, it's how he lives his life. Then he dropped this line, "This is just the start. God got way more for you." That message right there, that's what family looks like. Despite everything happening with Jordan's situation, despite the uncertainty, despite the rumors and the drama, the family is still showing nothing but love and support. But the real moment that has everyone emotional, Jordan Seaton's personal response. After seeing his cousin commit to Colorado, Jordan simply posted, "My brother," with multiple exclamation points. Just 2 words, but those 2 words said everything. No bitterness, no shade, no cryptic messages or subtle disses, just pure, genuine happiness for his family member. Just love and support. Just a cousin celebrating another cousin's success, regardless of what's happening in his own complicated situation. And Jayvon's response? He replied saying, "I love you and appreciate you. Won't ever change or forget," with a heart emoji. This is the kind of authentic, real connection that we don't see enough of in college football anymore. In an era where players are constantly jumping ship for bigger NIL deals, where loyalty seems dead, where it's all about the money and the brand, these 2 cousins are showing us what actually matters. Now let's talk about what this means for Colorado. Coach Prime has been cooking lately. Since taking over the program, he's been paying serious attention to that offensive line. They needed help, and they're getting it. Jayvon McFadden is a legitimate talent who couldn't get on the field at Ohio State, but at Colorado, he's going to have his opportunity to shine, to build his brand, to showcase what he can do. And here's the reality that a lot of people don't want to admit. Colorado has become a launching pad for players. You come to Boulder, you get exposure through well-off media every single day, you play for a coach who knows how to market his players, and suddenly your stock rises. Then what happens? Bigger programs come calling with even bigger bags of money. It's the cycle of modern college football.
Basically saying F you. One thing that he did do bad was they did report previously that he took the clips that, pretty much or the footage that they recorded thinking he was staying, got in the transfer portal. But Colorado and Coach Prime, they smiling right now as they have gotten yet another dog on the offensive line. For whatever it's worth, these guys continue to retool that thing. Jordan Seaton see his cousin, which I'm sure came to him before he officially committed to Colorado. He's seeing what was going on there. He put my brother.
Some people criticize this. They say players are just using Colorado as a stepping stone. But here's my question. Why is that Colorado's problem? If a player comes there, performs well, increases their value, and then gets a bigger opportunity elsewhere, isn't that actually a win for everyone? The player got better, got exposure, got paid. Colorado got production and publicity. It's business. And make no mistake, this is a business now. When you see coaches like Lane Kiffin leaving schools for bigger paychecks, abandoning the same kids they recruited, you realize loyalty in college football is basically extinct. If coaches can chase money freely, why can't players? Until these NIL deals come with actual contracts like the NFL, players are going to keep moving, and honestly, you can't blame them. The truth about Jayvon McFadden's commitment is simple. He believed in the vision. Even with Jordan's situation unclear, even with all the uncertainty, he trusted that Colorado was the right move for him. Maybe he knows something we don't about Jordan's plans. Maybe he's betting on himself regardless. Either way, he made his choice, and his family is supporting him. What happens next is anybody's guess. Will Jordan Seaton end up staying at Colorado after all? Will he transfer somewhere else? Will these cousins eventually get to play together like they always planned? Nobody knows for sure. But here's what we do know. In a sport that's become increasingly cutthroat and transactional, Jordan Seaton showed us that family still matters, that you can be happy for someone else's success even when your own situation is complicated, that love and support don't have conditions attached. Coach Prime is sitting in Boulder right now with a big smile on his face. He just landed another talented offensive lineman. His roster is getting stronger. The program is building momentum. And somewhere in all of this, there's a beautiful story about two cousins who refuse to let the chaos of college football destroy their bond. This is why we love college football, people. Not just for the games, but for these human moments. For the reminders that behind every helmet, every jersey, every transfer portal decision, there's a real person with real relationships and real emotions. Jordan Seaton and Jayvon McFadden just reminded us what brotherhood actually looks like. What do you think about this whole situation? Should Jordan stay at Colorado or explore his options? Will these cousins eventually play together? Drop your thoughts below because I want to hear from you. And if this story moved you like it moved me, make sure you're following for more college football content that goes beyond just the highlights. This is where the real stories live.